Superman is one of the strongest heroes ever, but kryptonite makes him weak? There are many types of kryptonite, and each one does something different to Superman. Some make him lose his powers, some make him evil, and some do even crazier things. In this video, I'll explain every type of kryptonite and what it does. Let's get started. We are starting with Green Kryptonite. Green Kryptonite is the most common and dangerous type of kryptonite for Superman. It comes from the remains of his home planet, Krypton, and gives off a deadly radiation that weakens him. When Superman gets close to Green Kryptonite, he starts losing his strength, feels extreme pain, and can even die if he's exposed for too long. It doesn't affect normal humans, but for Kryptonians like Superman, it's one of their biggest weaknesses. Many of his enemies, like Lex Luthor, use Green Kryptonite to stop him. Next is Red Kryptonite. Red Kryptonite is a mysterious and unpredictable substance in the Superman universe. Unlike Green Kryptonite, which consistently weakens Superman, Red Kryptonite causes a variety of strange effects. For example, in one instance, it made Superman's skin transparent, causing him intense pain and overwhelming his senses. In another case, it transformed him into a dragon-like creature. These effects are usually temporary but can be quite dangerous and unpredictable. Then there is Gold Kryptonite. Gold Kryptonite is a rare and potent form of kryptonite in the Superman universe. Exposure to Gold Kryptonite can permanently remove a Kryptonian's superpowers, rendering them as vulnerable as an average human. Unlike Green Kryptonite, which causes immediate pain and weakness, Gold Kryptonite's effect is the irreversible loss of superhuman abilities, without other harmful side effects. Due to its permanent impact, Gold Kryptonite is one of the most feared substances among Kryptonians. Then we have Blue Kryptonite. Blue Kryptonite is a rare form of kryptonite in the Superman universe. Its effects vary across different storylines. In some versions, Blue Kryptonite has no effect on Superman, but is harmful to Bizarro, his imperfect clone, causing weakness similar to how Green Kryptonite affects Superman. In the television series Smallville, Blue Kryptonite suppresses Superman's powers, rendering him vulnerable to harm. Additionally, in certain stories, Blue Kryptonite can counteract the effects of Red Kryptonite, restoring Superman to his normal state. Next is White Kryptonite. White Kryptonite is a unique form of kryptonite in the Superman universe. Unlike other variants that affect Kryptonians, White Kryptonite is lethal to all plant life, regardless of its origin. In one instance, Superboy used White Kryptonite to eradicate rapidly growing alien vegetation that had spread from a crashed alien ship. While harmless to humans and Kryptonians, White Kryptonite poses a significant threat to plant-based entities, such as Swamp Thing or Poison Ivy. Next is Platinum Kryptonite. Platinum Kryptonite is a rare and unique variant within the Superman universe. Unlike other forms of kryptonite that typically harm Kryptonians, Platinum Kryptonite has the extraordinary ability to permanently bestow Kryptonian superpowers upon non-powered humanoids. This means that an ordinary person who comes into contact with Platinum Kryptonite can gain abilities such as super strength, flight, and heat vision, similar to those of Superman. Due to its potential to grant immense power, Platinum Kryptonite is considered extremely potent and is seldom encountered in the DC Comics narratives. Next is Yellow Kryptonite. Yellow Kryptonite was originally a hoax created by Lex Luthor. It was just a harmless yellow sphere, but Luthor hoped Superman would believe it was real kryptonite and hold back in battle. However, it turned out that Luthor was actually fighting a Superman robot, not the real Superman. In DC Superhero Girls, Yellow Kryptonite worked like the Sinestro Corps' yellow power battery, spreading fear to anyone nearby. Lena Luthor even used it to create yellow kryptomites. Additionally, a synthetic version of Yellow Kryptonite, developed by Graft, had a strange temporal effect, sending Superman and Marilyn Moonlight back in time to the 19th century. Then there is Black Kryptonite. Black Kryptonite is a unique and dangerous form of kryptonite in the Superman universe. Its effects vary across different continuities. In the television series Smallville, Black Kryptonite has the ability to split a Kryptonian into two separate entities, each representing different aspects of their personality. In the All-Star Superman comic series, exposure to Black Kryptonite causes Superman's moral compass to invert, turning him temporarily evil, while also weakening his powers and mental sharpness over time. Next is Silver Kryptonite. In the television series Smallville, Silver Kryptonite was an artificial creation by Professor Milton Fine, who combined ordinary rock with his liquid metal. When Clark Kent was pricked by this substance, he experienced intense paranoia and hallucinations, leading him to believe that his loved ones were conspiring against him. For Kryptonians, its effects are likened to those of marijuana on humans, causing altered perceptions, loss of inhibition, extreme hunger, and psychotropic hallucinations. Notably, in Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen issue 70, Silver Kryptonite was introduced as part of a prank with no real effects, serving merely as a prop. Next is Pink Kryptonite. Pink Kryptonite is a fictional and satirical variant of Kryptonite in the Superman universe, primarily used for comedic effect. In Supergirl issue 79, there's a humorous scene suggesting that exposure to pink kryptonite temporarily altered Superman's sexual orientation. Additionally, in the animated series Justice League Action, an episode features Firestorm transmuting Metallo's kryptonite heart into pink kryptonite, resulting in Superman undergoing a gender swap, becoming the Woman of Steel. Next up, we have Purple Kryptonite. This one is pretty dangerous, but not in the usual way. In the DC Superhero Girl series, Purple Kryptonite has hypnotic powers. It can control the minds of anyone near it. Sounds like a supervillain's dream, right? Lena Luthor even used it to create little creatures called Purple Kryptonites. These guys can hypnotize people and make them do whatever they want. Then there is Slow Kryptonite. Slow Kryptonite is a unique variant engineered by the villain Metallo, designed to affect humans rather than Kryptonians. Traditional kryptonite emits high-frequency radiation that impacts Kryptonians due to their accelerated physiology. In contrast, slow kryptonite releases low-frequency radiation, aligning with the slower human physiology, thereby making it harmful to humans. Next is Kryptonite Plus, also referred to as Ultra Kryptonite, consists of approximately 30 multicolored stones left behind by aliens who claimed they were a more potent form of kryptonite. However, these stones were actually Tychron stones, which are not true kryptonite. The exact nature and effects of Tychron stones remain largely unexplored in DC Comics lore. Next is Magno-Kryptonite. Magno-Kryptonite is an artificial variant of kryptonite created by the villain Mr. Nero, first appearing in Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, issue 92 in 1966. This unique form exhibits a powerful magnetic attraction to all substances originating from Krypton, including Kryptonians themselves. The magnetic pull is so strong that not even individuals with superhuman strength, such as Superman or Bizarro, can escape its grasp. Unlike other forms of kryptonite that emit radiation affecting Kryptonians' health or abilities. Then there is Jewel Kryptonite. Jewel Kryptonite is a rare form of kryptonite originating from the Jewel Mountains of Krypton. In the comics, it has the unique ability to amplify the psychic powers of individuals trapped in the Phantom Zone, enabling them to influence the physical world despite their imprisonment. Next is Anti-Kryptonite. Anti-Kryptonite is a unique variant within the DC Comics universe, exhibiting different effects based on the continuity. In the pre-Crisis era, Anti-Kryptonite was harmless to superpowered Kryptonians like Superman, but had effects similar to Green Kryptonite on non-superpowered Kryptonians. In the post-Crisis continuity, particularly concerning the Antimatter Universe's Crime Syndicate of America, this form of kryptonite empowers Ultraman, but has no effect on matter-based Kryptonians. Then there is Bizarro Red Kryptonite. Bizarro Red Kryptonite is a variant that affects humans similarly to how traditional red kryptonite impacts Kryptonians. Exposure can lead to unpredictable and often dangerous transformations, including mutations, sudden onset of superpowers, or even death. Next is X-Kryptonite. X-Kryptonite is a synthetic form of kryptonite created by Supergirl in an attempt to find an antidote to Green Kryptonite's harmful effects. While her experiment didn't yield the intended cure, it led to the creation of X-Kryptonite, which has the unexpected effect of granting superhuman abilities to Earth creatures. Notably, Streaky the Supercat gained powers similar to Superman's after exposure to X-Kryptonite. Next is Blood Kryptonite. Blood Kryptonite was introduced in the 52 comic series, where the cult of Connor used it in a ritual to resurrect Superboy. Physically resembling Green Kryptonite, this variant was intended to drain life force from participants to channel energy toward reviving the deceased. However, it was later revealed that this was a manipulation by the sorcerer Felix Faust, and the rock used was either regular Green Kryptonite or not Kryptonite at all, casting doubt on the existence of Blood Kryptonite as a distinct variant. Then there is Red-Green Kryptonite. Red-Green Kryptonite is a synthetic variant created by the villain Brainiac. Upon exposure, it caused Superman to mutate, notably growing a third eye on the back of his head. Superman cleverly used this mutation to his advantage, feigning insanity by always wearing a hat and acting out its properties to solve crimes. Next is Opal Kryptonite. Opal Kryptonite is no ordinary rock. Created by Terrence Sloan on Earth 2, this synthetic kryptonite can drive Kryptonians completely insane, at least for a short time. But don't worry, it eventually burns out and turns into just another useless stone. Guess even kryptonite has an expiration date. Then, Crimson Kryptonite. This isn't your typical kryptonite. Crimson Kryptonite, created by the tricky Mr. Mxyzptlk, completely removes Superman's powers. The catch? It only disappears if Lex Luthor admits how he got it. Unlike other kryptonite, this one isn't radioactive. It's just pure magic messing with the Man of Steel. Next is Orange Kryptonite. Orange Kryptonite? Sounds harmless, right? Well, it is, unless you're a pet. This weird kryptonite gives superpowers to animals, but does nothing to humans. Lex Luthor thought it would make him stronger, but instead, his test subject Lulu, the guinea pig, got all the powers instead. Talk about backfiring. Then, Periwinkle Kryptonite. Periwinkle Kryptonite is a less common variant that affects Kryptonians by causing them to lose their inhibitions and feel giddy. In the Superman Family Adventures comic series, exposure to Periwinkle Kryptonite turned Superman's skin and costume periwinkle, leading him to dance with Lois Lane and exhibit uncharacteristically carefree behavior. In the DC Superhero Girls series, this variant makes Kryptonians feel giddy and induces fits of rage in Bizarros. Next is Amber Kryptonite. Amber Kryptonite is a rare form that can transfer a Kryptonian's powers to another individual. In an alternate universe depicted in Dark Knight's Death Metal, a version of Lois Lane used Amber Kryptonite to absorb Superman's abilities, subsequently using them against him. This variant effectively removes a Kryptonian's powers, rendering them vulnerable. That is it. Kryptonite is way more dangerous than I thought. Some types are scary, and some are just weird. Which one was your favorite? Let me know in the comments. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome superhero facts. See you in the next one.